What's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to get into, bruh. Y'all see the title of the video, baby, and it is for real this time. Before we do so, go ahead and thumbs up the video. We need all of that. Whether you are a Bush baby, part of the replay gang, or whether you are active with the CTV in real time. I need all of those likes, baby. Like the video. Okay, get it out the way. It's $3.99. It don't cost you nothing. And we ain't got no weirdos over here, so it shouldn't be no reason why you can't like the goddamn video. Also, shout out to all of the new subbies. So glad to have you guys here. Make sure that your notification bell is set to all. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your BGC, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you, in fact, lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're live, and we're certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Baby, Jay-Z is somewhere praising the ancestors, girl, and the Illuminati gods because that domestic violence he was experiencing at home, girl, from his sister-in-law Solange and Beyonce, girl, done been fully vindicated. Oh my God. Now, y'all know we almost got somewhere close to the same circumstance last week when Tony Busby had dropped one of the LLCs, one of the businesses of P. Diddy's from the lawsuit. We're like, okay. Remember, I was saying, girl, it's coming around the mountain, girl, because there's nothing left to do. All of the receipts are receding. All the facts were facting as it relates to Jay-Z's innocence, girl, and it was just a matter of time, where that time was on this good God-given Friday, girl. Tony Busby and his lying criminal-ass client, Miss Jane Doe, Miss Little Miss Rabbit Foot, Miss Scrunchy Bob, Miss Little Hand, Miss Lopez, done dropped the entire suit, girl, not just from Jay-Z, but dropped it against Diddy as well, because this whole thing was a sham and a shakedown and a lie. And Tony Busby was getting his ass whooped this entire time. Whooped, girl. Okay? Never brought a single fact, a single witness, a single affidavit, a single handwritten letter, no nothing to corroborate his client's allegations against Jay-Z. Not one time since November, in all of the back and forth and all of the filings, the only person who was presenting grounding evidence in support of his client was Alex Spiro, representing Jay-Z. Tony Busby was just playing tic-tac-toe, stalling the damn courts, ultimately to have to dismiss the lawsuit. And the reality is Tony Busby owes the public and the media and real victims a motherfucking apology. And y'all should flood his DMs and flood his comment sections and get in his ass for weaponizing such serious allegations against somebody who was not guilty of those crimes, taking advantage of a autistic woman. It's already bad enough she don't know no damn better. But to not even be able to trust an attorney who should have some type of ethics, some type of sense of morality about themselves, to not trust them to do right. by the people who seek them out as a resource, as counsel. It's just a shame and a scandal, baby. The corruption of our criminal justice system, baby. It is so discouraging to know that there are full of shit plaintiffs, there are full of shit accusers, and now there are full of shit judges, there are full of shit lawyers, girl. Where is the light and love and the righteousness of it all? And all that smoke that Tisa tell and that Palestinian Murad had for Jay-Z, they need to give equal smoke to Tony Busby. All the months they spent, baby. Oh, we need to defend the victim, and we need to believe Jay-Z going down. And oh, baby, they were trying to make fetch happen. Now that Jay-Z done been vindicated, not only Jay-Z, girl, P. Diddy done been vindicated. How about that? That's how silly and goofy and non-credible Tony Busby is. Tony Busby fucked around fucking with Jay-Z and really exposed his whole hand. And the content creators who've been reporting faithfully, girl, trying to put evidence where there was no evidence, trying to sell narratives in place of truth, girl, need to all be held accountable. And they need to invest that same energy into running down on Jay-Z, running down on Tony Busby, since they care about the fucking victim. Since they care so much about the victim, now y'all can go hold the actual predator accountable, which is Tony Busby. Since Miss Tisa Tales is the victim, now you know who been doing the victimizing. Now that you know who been doing the predatory behavior, now that you know who been preying on the innocent, which is Tony Busby, I want to see these same content creators have enough ethics and character to champion behind Little Miss Lopez, because she was taken advantage of by no other, her own goddamn attorney, girl. Let's just get to the docket before we, girl, because we got a lot to get into, girl. We got to come back and get into TD Jakes too, girl. It's a lot going on. Let me show y'all this docket, child. Y'all see this? Y'all see this right here. Notice of voluntary dismissal pursuant to Rule 41 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. The plaintiffs and or their counsels hereby give notice that the above captioned action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice and without cost against the defendants. You see here in all caps, all defendants. Jay-Z, Diddy, and all organizations, all connected organizations, all John Jane Does, filed by Miss Jane Doe. Let's open this up. Pursuant to Rule 41 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, plaintiff Jane Doe, by and through her undersigned counsel, hereby gives notice that the above caption action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Counsel for plaintiff have discussed this matter without counsel for each defendant who acknowledge and consent to the submission. Jay-Z also has spoken about the good news on Rock Nation's Instagram page, saying this about an hour ago, quote, "Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. The civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, Beyonce, my children, Rumi, Blue Ivy, Sir Carter, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. The 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe And when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course. While with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Signed off, Beyonce's husband. Camo Carter. My God, to motherfucking day. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And Jay-Z is correct because this judge dragged her feet. Judge Torres. Tony Busby had to drop the suit. Even though Alex Spiro kept uploading Exhibit A through Z to vindicate his client for months and months and months on end. And this thing was allowed to be dragged out for months and months and months and months on end. And it is a shame and a scandal that the facts did not expedite the verdict. So I completely understand Jay-Z's frustration toward the judge who allowed Tony Busby to play on his motherfucking head top like this. Now, y'all know that Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against Tony Busby, which is what made Tony Busby amend the initial lawsuit against P. Diddy to include Jay-Z. And so he did that out of being retaliatory toward Jay-Z. So Jay-Z and Tony Busby are still in a lawsuit of Jay-Z's making because he's holding Tony Busby's feet to the motherfucking fire for playing on his goddamn head top with this bullshit. The most appalling, there are two extremely appalling things about this case is for one, once again, to see how long the courts allowed this circus to go on in light of all of the fucking evidence that was there. It would be very different if we had no evidence. It'd be very different, girl, if we did not have a bundle, if the exhibit table was not filled with evidence in support of Jay-Z's innocence. It'd be very different if that wasn't the case. The fact that there was factual evidence to support where Jay-Z was following the VMAs of the year 2000, the fact that the plaintiff herself admitted to lying, guessing, and just making shit up when she was caught in all of her lies during her NBC interview. The fact that Tony Busby admitted in response to that shameful NBC interview that he did not vet the client beyond just speaking with her. He did not check out her whereabouts. He did not do any property records. He did not check out if there was a Jumbotron that year. He did not consult with Benji Madden to see if, in fact, he was at a Diddy after party. The fact that both Diddy and Jay-Z were literally at club establishments, not at personal residences. They were at Club Twirl and Lotus all night. They had paid appearances to party all night long in those clubs. They were not in a residential property. And nobody even owned a residential property that matched the plaintiff's description. You would think that this shit would have been open and shut, girl, immediately, girl. The door would have been open and then the door would have been closed. Am I in any leak voice, girl? The door is closed. The door is closed. Hell, I think Jay-Z need to sue Judge damn Torres ass. Because, bitch, you dragging your motherfucking feet ran my fucking pockets up, girl. Alex Spiro is a goddamn $3 million damn dollars richer, girl, because he was working overtime on the clock, girl, for the Carters, girl. He was out here with press conferences. He was out here, girl, with the media, girl. He was out here getting cussed the fuck out by Judge Torres, who got some nerve to have not only allowed Tony Busby to drag this shit out for months in light of evidence, but also refused to even give up Jane Doe's name, prohibiting Jay-Z from suing this bitch directly. And Jay-Z should not only be allowed to hold Tony Busby accountable, as he is, by suing him for extortion and defamation, but he should also be able to sue this bitch who filed a frivolous lawsuit and costed him hundreds of thousands, and what I'm going to imagine at this point is millions of dollars in legal fees, lawyer fees, court fees, etc. This judge needs to answer for why she let this case play out in light of all of the fucking evidence that is on the goddamn docket. Because this is some bullshit. And girl, maybe I feel particularly triggered as a black man living in a KKK America, girl. And girl, if a judge can do this to a wealthy black person, girl, you or I in the comment section would have never had no shot. Fucking around with Judge Torres, girl, we would have went fucking bankrupt trying to defend ourselves and then having the audacity to have had the evidence to support. That's the thing that's really triggering me so fucking bad. Because why this non-black ass bitch is playing on the evidence head top? Girl, something about this not sitting right with me and my ancestors, girl. I want to know why this non-judging judge ass bitch was playing on the evidence head top. Because, baby, this is bigger than Jay-Z. I feel like this Jay-Z case is a literal full-blown receipt of how disproportionately we are treated as Black Americans compared to our white counterparts. They protecting the plaintiff, who is also non-black. The judge allowed Tony Busby, a white man, to have a field day for months and months and months on end on this man's check and dime, while putting the black man through the motherfucking ringer, dragging the black man out, costing him money, endorsements, controversy, injury to his reputation. And that's with the plaintiff admitting that she lied. How much more does the writing have to be graffitied on the motherfucking wall for Judge Torres to have deemed this case irrelevant and frivolous and rewarded Jay-Z not only with a dismissal, rewarded P. Diddy with a dismissal, but rewarded them both with punitive damages? Girl, I would have anti-slapped the fuck out of this bitch. Anti-slap motion down to the ground. This is fucked up. It's fucked up. And it's not full justice because somebody need to be cutting Rock Nation the motherfucking check. And somebody need to be checking Miss Judge Torres. And once again, now that the case is concluded, Jay-Z, not only Jay-Z, girl, Tony Busby was playing on P. Diddy's head top too. So what does this mean about the alleged accusers that are being represented by his firm now that we know that Tony Busby plays motherfucking games? He plays motherfucking games. He's taking advantage and he's colluding with other clout chasing ass motherfuckers who looking for a check in 15 minutes. And he has put himself as a raggedy, unintegral, characterless ass in a real situation where there are real victims. And he's muddying all of that up. Talk about polluting a jury pool before we even get to a motherfucking trial. Diddy not even understand yet for sex trafficking, child trafficking, whatever trafficking, drug, gun trafficking. And this man, as an attorney, is fucking this up for people who done had their asses for real whooped. For people who done been for real trafficked by Diddy. For people who done been really abused and drugged up and held captive. And now, because people out here are being exposed for playing reindeer games and Hunger Games in a situation that's meant to be taken seriously, girl, just lets you know how much of a mess trial is going to be. It's very possible, girl, that there could be a mistrial and Diddy can walk free. Because so many games have been played, not only on the attorney's part, but remember earlier this year, Homeland Security was playing all these Harani Ho games, girl, leaking shit to the media, operating outside of their professional code. Girl, this shit gonna be so raggedy and so crazy that I don't even know what to expect now from the trial, girl. It seemed like a head dunk off the rip, but now I can't tell you where the damn ball gonna land when it's all said and when it's all damn done. Now, what the fuck is wrong with these hungry, thirsty, desperate ass content creators who thought that they couldn't get a click and a view off the truth? Because I really want to know what the fuck was the point of acting like Jay-Z was going to go to fucking prison and like he was going to go down because of a factualist, baseless, frivolous motherfucking lawsuit that was filled with all of the evidence that vindicated him. I want to know what the fuck is wrong with these content creators and why they were trying to big up Tony Busby as some big time Superman ass motherfucking lawyer. He's so smart. He know how to ooly op. Y'all underestimating him. Well, bitch, he must have underestimated his motherfucking self too. Because pursuant of Rule 41, girl, on behalf of his client, he is dismissing the dog shit out of this lawsuit while also being a defendant in a lawsuit filed against his ass by Jay-Z for extortion. I really want to know, girl, why it meant that much to other content creators to put narrative in place of facts, because none of them ever spent as much time on the evidence that Alex Spiro kept bringing to the docket over and over and over and over and over and over again. We ain't never got those breakdowns from content creators. We ain't never got those videos and live streams, girl. I was the only motherfucker out here, girl, who was truth and fact-centered. While everybody else was running up the algorithm, girl, with a boogeyman narrative. In this particular case, I was the only one, girl. We the only one who got coverage in this case dedicated to the evidence that Alex Spiro brought to the table. We're the only channel, girl, that got hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hour commentary going over all the evidence, that big E word, going over the evidence that Alex Spiro brought to the table. Why were we the only channel dedicated to the facts while these other creators were acting like there was not a true fact in sight? They were acting like that press conference that Alex Spiro did not exist. They were acting like all those exhibits vindicating Jay-Z were not on the goddamn docket, girl. If you would have not known I existed and also not looked for yourself, and you had been dependent on these other creators, girl, you would have thought that Alex Spiro was just sitting in court doing nothing. You would have thought, girl, that Tony Busby was in there, girl, with pictures, videos, extra witnesses. They would have had a stained gown. They would have had DNA samples, girl. You would have, the way that other content creators hyper fixated on Tony Busby to demonize Jay-Z just because they couldn't set their biases aside, just because they thought it would make for better sensationalism to play into this narrative that Jay-Z had raped a 13-year-old girl because that sounded more exciting, because that had more sensational potential, more viral potential. They sold their souls out. And this is the gag about these hoes. These same content creators are constantly slamming these celebrities for selling their soul to the devil, selling their soul to the Illuminati, selling their soul to the highest bidder, trading out their integrity while they literally practice doing the very same thing, marching to the very same beat for the last 4 fucking months. These content creators exposed themselves as well. It's seeming to me, now looking back in retrospect, that this was actually about envy and jealousy from these content creators who were just mad that they haven't gotten their invite from the Illuminati, that they have not been able to sell themselves in a way that have resulted in millions and millions of dollars. And all these motherfuckers claim to be standing on goddamn business. Where was the business? Ticket TV, Tisa Tales, Murad, girl, going at it. Baby, let it have, girl. Let it have, bitch. If you didn't know no better, you would have thought this was a damn criminal case. If you didn't know no better. And I just want to know, like, where does that desperation actually come from? Because it's disgusting. It's upsetting me and my homegirls. Like, if you can't come to YouTube and get the truth, girl, then where in fact can you go? Where can you go, girl? If you can't go to TikTok and can't go to YouTube, and then the nerve of this society to be getting the bulk of their news now from social media, girl, and you can't even go to social media, girl, and rely on a content creator to be able to assert the facts, girl. We're doomed. We are doomed. Elijah says, girl, Tisa Tales, Ticket TV, and all the rest of them should have been the first out here stating how wrong they were. I hope Jay-Z sue them. Included Jack. Sorry I'm a little late, but I had to tap in on period, Clark. Miss Beauty says, I've been waiting for them to go live, but not. Oh, no, baby. It's going to be ghost town out here, girl. You ain't going to get no live stream. You ain't going to get no upload from nobody, you know, coming into the sanctuary with their tail tucked, girl, saying, look, y'all. Look, girl. I had to get rent paid, bitch. I had to get rent paid, girl. I was tired of selling my ass. Ain't nobody got that level of integrity, girl. You know what these narcissists are going to do? You know what these narcissists are going to do, girl? These people are so narcissistic and delusional and demonic that before they admit to fallacy, before they admit to being wrong, before they admit to being full of shit, you know what they'll do? They'll try to flip that shit and put an extra damn conspiracy on the dismissal. Oh, girl, Jay-Z cut a check. No, baby. You know why we know he ain't cut a check? Because he already spent his check suing Tony Busby. See, he would have to have dismissed his lawsuit against Tony Busby in order to have cut a check to Tony Busby in this case. Also, we know that no check got cut because we don't see it on the docket. That check would have had to be cut doing something called a mediation. The case didn't even get far enough for them to even get to a settlement. Jay-Z still slamming Tony Busby, so we know he didn't make up with Tony Busby. Jay-Z cussing Tony Busby out right now in his post. We know ain't no check been cut, and he already done sued the motherfucking man for extortion, baby. You got to just admit that in all of the filings and all of the docket, girl, Tony Busby made not one single attempt since November of 2024 to assert any fact to legitimize nor to substantiate his client's allegations. Not none. He did not give up the private investigator who he claimed vetted Little Miss Jane Doe. He did not give up the firm that he claimed recommended her. You know why he could not give up the name and the identity of the investigator, nor this imaginary ass law firm that quote unquote vetted her prior to him? Because they don't motherfucking exist. You know who else don't motherfucking exist? The bitch that the plaintiff claimed drove her 13-year-old autistic ass from Manhattan, New York, a 5-hour commute to Midtown. Because that bitch, according to the plaintiff, is what? Dead. Stinking in the motherfucking grave. And to make matters worse, not only are the two people, the one person who could have corroborated this conveniently dead, on top of the fact that the bitch admitted to lying, guessing, and there definitely being inconsistencies in her stories, but her own father, who NBC News chose to speak to about what his daughter conveyed to them, also stated that this shit practically did not happen. He never picked her motherfucking ass up 5 hours across town. He never did this for her. He never even knew this even happened to her, because he heard this when Tony Busby fucking heard it. He heard it when we all goddamn heard it 30 years motherfucking later. Not only was the story completely preposterous just because of the way it was narrated and who was narrating it, considering that a 37-year-old severely autistic woman who needs a support teddy bear just to talk to a reporter is trying to convince y'all that she was a competent, autistic 13-year-old girl who successfully snuck out of her house, had developed such a relationship to another person who happened to have a car that was willing to help her evade her parents' surveillance, help her to escape her home, and then drive her to New York, not to be with her at the VMAs, but to drop her off. What person would do that? What person would take a 13-year-old handicapped girl 5 hours across town and drop her off during one of the busiest times of the year for New York, which is during the Video Music Awards? Just drop her off, knowing she don't have a ticket, knowing she don't have an invite, knowing that she has no official anything to get her ass into this facility, and is going to drop her off in Midtown and haul ass. But that made sense to a lot of people. And then they would have us believe that this severely autistic woman who was 13 at the time not only successfully fled her home without raising alarm for her parents for hours and hours on end. She was gone for a total of 8 hours by the time she caught her father. It took her 5 hours just to get to Midtown. The award show starts at 8. It's not over till 11. It took her 30 minutes to get to a non-existent location from Radio City Music Hall to this alleged white mansion with this U-shaped driveway that does not exist. She's there for a while. She's mingling with celebrities like Benji Madden, who was on tour in the Midwest at the time. He wasn't even in the state of damn New York. And after she's done mingling and chasing clout, girl, and being attention seeking, she then passes out for an undisclosed amount of time from this drink she takes. And then the worst experience of her life commenced. And then you would have us believe, despite the father not corroborating this event, despite Tony Busby not presenting any evidence to support these events, despite the other only witness not being here to corroborate this event because the bitch is dead, conveniently. But you will have us believe that a autistic 13-year-old girl who been out all day in her electric scooter also successfully ended up on the radar of a P. Diddy driver, successfully made it to an industry party, even though her ass couldn't even get into an actual industry event, aka the VMAs, and then was ironically sexually assaulted by two of the largest hip-hop artists in history. Oh no, but then you will also have us to believe that a 13-year-old autistic girl who successfully made it to this industry after party, who was drugged up according to her, woke up with enough strength to punch P. Diddy to get him off of her after she was thrown into a wall, brutally actually assaulted by two grown men, and with this sedative in her system, mustered enough fist strength to notably knock out a grown-ass man, had enough time to halfway put on all her clothes without Jay-Z stopping her, without this woman who she alleged was there, this unnamed female celebrity not stopping her, without any of the party goers stopping her, and she was able to frantically run through this motherfucking mansion after being brutally assaulted without them trying to get her ass under control. And she ironically finds her way out of the front door, which is just open, girl, successfully flees on foot in the middle of the night, gets to a goddamn undisclosed gas station where a nice clerk allows her to call her father. And at this point, she's battered, she's beaten, she's bruised, and she's weathered. And I would also assume completely out of her wits, emotional, distraught, lost. This is a 13-year-old girl, right? Who just been through this whole harrowing ordeal. And yet the clerk doesn't get this 13-year-old battered and bruised girl any medical attention, doesn't call the ambulance to her house, to the gas station, doesn't call the police. And when this 13-year-old battered girl successfully makes it to a gas station to call her father, the father neither, as someone waking up in the middle of the night to realize that his handicapped 13-year-old daughter is not home, is 5 hours across town for some random ass reason, is not fathering enough to have asked to put the clerk back on the phone to say, hey, can I ensure that you or a supervisor or someone is going to be there to look after my daughter until I get there, because it's going to take me 5 hours. Not only does he not ask what a regular parent would have asked, which is speak to the clerk, he doesn't do another thing that a regular parent would have done. He doesn't call 911 and say, hey, my daughter is a runaway She's at a gas station. I don't know why. I don't know how she got there. I need you guys to pick her up so that I can pick her up from the precinct so that I can ensure that she gonna still be there in 5 hours when I get there and not have jumped her dumb, loose coochie ass into another random vehicle to go meet up with men. Nope. Even though that's what a normal, sane parent would have done. Immediately call 911 to make sure that their daughter was not going to make another irrational decision, because she was going to have to be there at that gas station without proper supervision for 5 whole hours. What regular parent would not have spoken to the clerk to make sure she was going to be safe, she was going to be tucked away, would not have asked the clerk, does my daughter look injured? Does she look bruised? Is she bleeding? Did somebody come with her? No, none of this happens. None of what would have actually happened in real life happened in this made up, fictitious event. Oh no, but it gets even more spooky. Because once the father gets there, according to the plaintiff, the sun is now rising. It's broad daylight. He gets there in the wee hours of the morning. And guess what she says took place once he got there and once she got in the car? She doesn't say he went into the gas station and spoke to the clerk to thank her or to thank him, but he doesn't say a single word to her. Now, at this point, this is broad daylight. The dad would have been able to see that his daughter that she was looking like what the hell she'd been through. That she was missing shoes, her clothes were torn, her hair was hairing. But the plaintiff says, oh no, we didn't have a single conversation for 5 hours. My father never asked me what had happened. He never asked me if I needed medical treatment. And we are also to believe that this was a well-behaved 13-year-old girl. There is no way in hell you're going to get me to believe that a 13-year-old girl who just been through everything she just motherfucking been through and is somewhere she does not recognize and have never been before is now in the safety of the father that she was confident would come pick her up and did, would now be in the comfort of her father and not be an emotional wreck now. Nope. You're telling me that she remained stoic despite being brutally sexually assaulted by 2 grown-ass men? I'm going to assume if we were entertaining this as real, she more than likely would have been a virgin. And even if she wasn't a virgin, she's been brutally raped by 2 grown-ass motherfucking men. I'm not sure if you all have ever seen any of the diagrams or any of the before and after, or listen to a doctor or a nurse describe the damage done to an anal cavity or to a vaginal cavity after grape. A lot of internal damage, a lot of bleeding, a lot of bruising, a lot of things are going on physiologically. But she remained poised and seated in a car without any emotional expression, without the need of any medical intervention. She sat at the gas station for 5 hours and then sat in the car for 5 hours and never needed a rag, a towel, never needed anything, and her father didn't speak to her. Right. And that was a sellable, viable, believable story. But not only that, not only did Little Miss Lopez play in our face, but these content creators were acting like Tony Busby didn't play in our face. because he exposed how much bullshit and how frivolous this case was when he had to give a public statement in response to his plaintiff's NBC interview. When he said she came from another law firm that vetted her, that should have told y'all asses everything y'all needed to know about this case. Because what law firm, had they in fact vetted Little Miss Jane Doe and saw that she had a viable case, would have given up their cash cow, because clients with credible, viable stories are how law firms stay in business. They require clients that have actual cases. So what fucking law firm would have vetted her and came to the conclusion that there was enough evidence here to represent her and gave away their valuable client to another law firm? And who was the only bitch that was calling all this out? Who was the only motherfucker on these social media streets calling this shit out? And I could not believe that people hated Jay-Z so much, and people were so invested in a narrative for the sake of clicking views that they were literally willing to not deal with any of the preposterous and extremity of everything going on around this case. Not just the plaintiff and her allegations and the lack thereof evidence, but also the way that Tony Busby was clearly bullshitting and tap dancing the entire motherfucking time. And anybody still trying to make Tony Busby a thing in this case, I just want them to do me one thing and one thing only. The big time lawyer who is so smart, and people need to stop underestimating Tony Busby. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's got. He knows it. All I want all the Tony Busby dick suckers to do, pull up the docket. Which docket? This docket, baby. Let me blow this up for y'all. And I just want you to just scroll backwards for me. And once you get backwards and you don't see it, I want you to scroll forwards and see if you can see it. Just show me where Tony Busby ever actually defended his client's allegations. Show me in all of the filings. Show me from filing 1 through 37, where at any point over the 4-month period, docket 1 through 37, did Tony Busby actually defend and substantiate and legitimize with either empirical evidence or circumstantial evidence his client's allegations and claims? Where is it? The big, smart, clever, intellectual, Chun-Liing attorney Tony Busby. Where is it? Where is your scooter, Tisa Tell? Where is your scooter, Murad? Where is your scooter, Ticket TV? Where is your scooter, Tony Busby? We know that Little Miss Jane Doe got a scooter. She where she should be, seated and perched in her electric scooter, girl. Where is it? And why was none of this ever brought out to all these content creators who had a lot to say about how corrupted these celebrities are, while also being corrupted, unintegral, untruth-telling they motherfucking selves? The same spirit that they claim is in Jay-Z and Diddy is in all of their motherfucking asses. They're sellouts. The truth ain't in their motherfucking asses. And they should not be trusted. And their commentary should be taken with a lick and a salt of motherfucking grain. The fact that these people literally act acted like there was not whole fucking bundles of evidence. Hold on, I think I was on the wrong docket. Okay, but there, it don't exist. You see here, baby? Docket 1 through motherfucking 91. No defense from Tony Busby on behalf of his client. All he spent his whole time doing it in this litigation is talking shit about Jay-Z and going back and forth with Alex Spiro. Everybody was, oh, wait to discovery. Oh, I know Tony. Oh, Tony got one in the clutch, girl. Oh, Tony got one in the back, girl. He got one in the pocket, girl. Oh my God, girl. Yeah, the one in the pocket, bitch, was dismissed. Let my people grow. That was the one in the clutch, girl. Game over. Was what Tony Busby had in the clutch. And not only did he spend his time, girl, representing a bitch, because this is how Tony Busby got Uli opt. You played in Jay-Z face, girl, and now done been exposed through this litigation single-handedly. And now, as a result of you being an ambulance-chasing, non-credible, unintegral ass attorney, you done fucked around and now got your ass a real-life lawsuit from Jay-Z for extortion and defamation, girl. You're welcome, Tony Busby. Because goofy ass niggas win goofy ass prizes. And you should be a motherfucking shame of yourself. And what these platforms and content creators should be doing is holding your raggedy, wrinkled, tight suit wearing ass accountable, since they claim to be so pro-victim, and hold your ass accountable for preying on this autistic 37-year-old woman who's a mother of 2 teddy bears. Where is the hoopla from their soapbox about the fact that Tony Busby is the actual predator in this case, and took advantage of this sickly, unwell, line-ass, electric scooting ass bitch? And where is the smoke? Where is the motherfucking smoke for this man weaponizing a special needs individual? And he was about to get this bitch killed, girl, because I know Jay-Z was going to eventually put one on her motherfucking head, ho. Y'all the main ones out here talking about, girl, Jay-Z got bodies. And Jane Doe ass was about to be a body, yada, 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 girl. Her ass was about to be found at the bottom of the Mississippi River, right where Titanic is, girl. Right where the submersible Titan is, girl. Tony Busby was about to get this bitch killed, baby. That's what y'all allowed Tony Busby to do. So yes, every bitch who got they clicking their views off of sensationalizing narratives, and when there were receipts and evidence, need to be loud, live, and in color, repenting for their lying ass sins and directing their attention to dragging the living dog shit, to dragging the fine lines, to dragging the venereal diseases off of Tony Busby's dick. Because ain't he being sued right now by a previous client for putting the crunch and munch on her coochie? Those same content creators, Palestinian Murad, Brazilian bundled ass Tisa Tails, curbside ass Ticket TV, and the rest of them need to be down there to the pharmacy, baby, and dragging the penicillin out of the back to inject into Tony Busby's lying, alleged, sickly, dickly ass. Where is the smoke, bitch? Where is the smoke? Where is the smoke? Where is Tisha Tail, girl? Ain't when Foxy Brown dragged that hoe? She said, oh, bitch, I got something for you, girl. I got all the tea. I got all the receipts, girl. Oh, that's what you gonna make me do, girl. Oh, that's what you gonna make me do, girl. You gonna make me go in the vault, girl. You gonna make me go in my wig closet, girl. And you know what Tisha did in return? Found her bundleless ass something to do, bitch. What happened to the tea on Foxy Brown when she called your ass out for trying to act like she was about to join ranks to expose Jay-Z? And she called your ass to the motherfucking carpet, girl. And she called you to the carpet, girl, with less than 20/20 vision and a hearing aid. Where was the clapback? Where was the expose? Where were the receipts, Tisha tells? Where were they? Just be lying. These hoes just be lying and lying and lying. But yet, it done took 5 years just to get a new motherfucking camera and a blue backdrop. You got Murad, who got his goddamn hairline glued to his damn nose so that you can't see the damn alopecia and the male pattern baldness that is manifesting all up in both sides of his motherfucking head, ho. What the fuck is wrong with these niggas? What is wrong with you, baby? Is the spirit of desperation this motherfucking deep in the land? Girl, what is really going on YouTube, bitch? I am disappointed. Where is the integrity, girl? We got the nerve to be replacing old media, legacy media, and y'all out here, girl, operating like the paparazzi, bitch. Yeah, I take it personal, ho, because y'all about to make the rest of us look bad, bitch. And I'm in the world, but I'm not of it, ho. I don't want to be lumped in with you loose-throat ass, no truth-telling ass motherfuckers. Baby, y'all about to fuck up YouTube's bag before, baby, we even capitalize off the full potential because y'all out here telling tall tales. It need to be Tisha Tall Tales. That's what the fuck she need to change her motherfucking YouTube channel name to. Tisha Tall Tales. The fuck? Gonna have other people, baby, side-eyeing all of us like we all be on the junkie stunts. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, girl. No motherfucking ma'am. Take y'all cracked out conspiracy theories elsewhere. Bitch. These trap house ass YouTube channels, girl, it ain't even that deep to be lying. Girl, we report the news. We don't make it. Let the truth fall where it falls. Be mature enough. Be grown in your pussy enough. Be grown on your dickhead enough to just stand on the truth. Jay-Z ain't no damn walk in the park, bitch. He not Yahshua. He ain't perfect. It just so happened he was innocent in this case. And you can say that without making Jay-Z into Jesus. To have asserted and prioritized the truth was not to be conflated with the fact that Jay-Z ain't never did nothing wrong. Because Jay-Z got a lot of other shit going on right now, baby. With that man running around here with both of his buttery ass teeth in his mouth, girl, got it straight from the camel, girl, and refusing to lay down for that paternity test. And both of those things can be true at the same time, girl. Jay-Z is innocent, has been innocent. The evidence always supported his innocence in this lawsuit. And Jay-Z might be guilty, girl, when it comes to that paternity issue, girl. Both of those things you can have at the same time. See, when you're team truth, you ain't got to worry about being team a person. You gotta go beyond people and be team fact. instead of team person. That's how you get caught the fuck up. That's why when Larry asked, done been over here, he done had to say over and over again, girl, CTV wasn't defending me, bitch. He was defending the facts, bitch. The facts. The facts just happened to benefit his ass. The facts just happened to benefit him. Because, baby, when you're wrong, bitch, you're motherfucking wrong. When you're guilty, bitch, you're motherfucking guilty. But when you're right, ho, you're motherfucking right. Facts over motherfucking people, bitch. That's it. That's all. Does anybody want to come up and sound off, girl? Anybody got anything to say, girl? Solange done finally been able to officially pull her red bottom out of the crack of Jay-Z's ass, girl. Jay-Z gonna be able to stay married to Beyonce at the very least for one more year. Hallelujah. And Jay-Z being vindicated in this situation doesn't mean that Jay-Z is not the enemy in another situation. He just wasn't the enemy in this motherfucking situation, and that's okay, bitch. That's okay. Let me drop the link, girl. Jay-Z done regulated up in this motherfucker, baby. Shang-a-lang-a-lang up in here, girl. I just dropped the motherfucking link. Shang-a-lang-a-lang. Let me shout out to my contributors. You guys know all donation information is in the description box below. Let me shout out to my donors, girl. Hold on, girl. What the fuck going on? Shout out to my baby mother, Tamika. Okay. Thank you so much, baby mother. God bless you, Tamika. Shout out to my baby for the twat, who says also if a settlement occurred, TMZ will report it on period. Shout out to my baby mother, Sharon. But hey, nephew, hey, baby. Thank you so much for the donation. Let me welcome my Rumors and Tea to the channel. Hey, boo.
Hey, Conscious. Hey, crew.
Girl, what you think about the goings on?
First of all, if you don't motherfucking take this motherfucking show on the road, this motherfucking gag and roast that you be motherfucking giving us life, like the way my stomach be hurting, laughing at your ass. Oh my God, you are such a motherfucking reader. And I love it. I'm here for it. So, okay, there was a lot of things that just never made sense from the very beginning. And I never understood, first of all, why no criminal charges were pressed against Jay-Z. And for that matter,
he asked for them. He said, why the fuck y'all didn't file a criminal suit against me if y'all believe this happened?
Right. And furthermore, listening to the details that, Ms. Lopez had described during that interview, right? All of those details. I'm like, okay, so we're not going to pursue any legal action against the father, the gas station attendant, the dog that was outside that saw her running through the woods, crossing over the highway. Like, we're not going to hold any of these people responsible either. Like, we see, like, little Miss Lopez running down, it's not like it was, Anime Bullock, but this is like, I'm pretty sure she's fair skinned and everything. So you see someone of that magnitude, of that age running, and no one helps. And so we're not going to go after these people either at all. Like, we just going to go after Jay-Z and Diddy. Interesting. Interesting. I said, it was like when the father said, I'm not aware of any of this, I think I would have remembered that, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, like, I knew that it was straight up, it was a rap then. It was like akin to when, what was the Mr. Kelly in the Tory Lanez trial? It gave me the same type of energy, but I'm like, okay, so is Buzbee going to, like, now go after the father because he's blown his case, right? His shot at anything. So he's not going to now spin. I knew then, I said, okay, the gig is up. But It's the fact that people really argued you down in that chat.
Right.
Not a lot, but there were a few.
I got canceled over prioritizing the truth.
You know, they was just in no, it ain't.
I don't know why you going so hard. Why you, baby? Why y'all not going hard for the truth?
And it's weird because the reality is
because y'all prefer tea. That's why.
The reality though is that we've seen this time and time again, right? Like we do know that there are people that are sitting behind bars right now serving like 25 years, like that are innocent, that have been accused, wrongfully accused. And I too am tired of always believing the accuser first, because the reality is now we have a balance. Let's keep it real. We have a balance now of people falsely accusing versus actual real accusers, real victims. There's a balance there now. It's not a majority of when people say that this happened to them that is turning out to be true. You know, I think that yeah, we should always question and have our foot on the necks. We should not be jumping out the window just because we don't like a person. So we allow our biases to, you know, and not just biases, these YouTube creators, it ain't just on YouTube either. Let me be very clear. These content creators, bloggers and things of that nature, like, yeah, they have their own agenda. And I do think that there's a place where we have to step outside of our biases and just allow the universe to do what the universe does. I too believe that Jay-Z has done some things like every human being has done, but I feel like, keeping it real, I feel like it's not our job. If you don't support him, don't support him. But to want him to go down for something that he did not do is weird as fuck. Like, if you really are a believer of God, the universe, all things good and bad, yin and yang, you know that every dog has his day. Like, you're going to go but so far, or whatever the case may be. I'm not understanding though people feeling like it's okay to push false narratives of this magnitude. This is dangerous. It's dangerous. And I do, as I said from the very beginning, I want her father, if he can, I know she's an adult, but if there's a way that they can get her declared incompetent based upon her fucking outrageous ass fucking story and an accusation, and then I would like for the father to pursue legal action against Buzbee.
Absolutely.
Because that, to me, what he did is abusive.
For coercion, abuse, for what's other terminology, baby? Yes, baby.
Everything that we don't know and all that we do know, I just throw the book at his ass.
I think he need to put Little Miss Jane Doe ass into a facility, because I don't need her ass lying on Janet Jackson and Christina Aguilera and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys next, baby. You're doing out of control, sir. You need to lock that bitch up.
Yeah, I think he can really. I really believe the court. He can use this situation in order to get her declared. She need a conservatorship. He can use this situation to have her put under this, like, you know, put in a facility or something. But to really go after Buzbee and everybody, whoever it was, quote unquote, if that's even the truth of him saying another law firm sent her direct him and referred her to him or whatever, everybody that talked to this young lady leading up to the point of not doing their background check, I mean, not what you call it, vetting her properly, all of their asses need to be brought up on charges. Everybody that's involved in it.
Tony Busby need to be running down there to a fucking urgent care because he done been accused of giving out coochie diseases. When you got that level of filth on the head of your dick, you need to be sweeping in front of nobody else's porch, minding nobody else's genitals. When you got all that going on in your own goddamn genitalia.
How many people, not to cut you off, how many people did he tell us he had he threw a number. I was like 100 and something, correct? It was like 150, 120 alleged accusers. That's what
120
Buzbee first said, right?
that he represents.
Okay, and then he was vetting, and some of them turned out not to be true. So out of all of those 100 and something people, he chose this. This is just I Tisha tells all these people. I just need everybody to just use the brain of a 2-year-old. Because even a 2-year-old could have seen that this shit was not making sense. It just was a whole lot. Like you could see the whole bullshit of it all. Out of 125 people, you only had Ms. Lopez. Ms. Lopez is the only person that you felt comfortable enough to use and run to the media. Like you literally jumped his ass out here in media, on social media, press conferences. You chose her
Indeed.
to be your winning case.
Yep.
She was going to give you your winning case. I think that shows, if nothing else, the level of non-integrity that man has. We ain't even got to discuss the other, his own legal issues that he has been, accusations against him and things of that nature. We could just deal with that alone. 125, but you chose Ms. Lopez.
I think he chose her because I think that he knew that the courts would drag it out, considering that she was special needs. And I think that he thought that even if they got caught in their lies, that Jay-Z then probably wouldn't take legal action against Jane Doe because she's special needs. I think she was chosen to participate in this because he was relying on empathy from the public, empathy from the judge, and to keep Jay-Z from holding their asses accountable just in case they got caught in a script. And it ain't worked because Jay-Z mad as hell that judge ain't gave up that bitch's identity because he was going to sue the remainder of them teddy bears right out of her goddamn collection.
I'm happy for Mr. Carter in this case, particularly. More important, I'm really happy for his children.
And for the truth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like honestly, because I can't imagine what it has to be like, feel like, to be the child of celebrities, like mega stars, and and I think this is I hope someone sends this out to Jay-Z because I believe they do be watching YouTubers, him and Beyonce, keeping it 100. I hope this is a lesson to him. I think he needs to do some fucking repentance. Any dirt that he has, anything he's done to harm anyone in the past, I think he needs to go and literally make amends, correct these things, because you could have been sitting in a cell next to Diddy. You could have. And thank God the truth did prevail, which it always does. But he could be sinning because we do know that the universe does too. You may get away with this crime, but you'll answer for another. We do know how the universe can operate at times. But I think that he really, really needs to do some much needed shadow work and clean up some of that mess from the past.
Yep.
And try to balance life out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have children. And unfortunately, if he doesn't reap his own karma, it's going to fall on those he loves dearly.
Yep.
So.
And I agree with the comment section. I think that the judge need to be sued because I don't understand why the fuck she was moving like the goddamn a tortoise in this case. It's fucking ridiculous. And they, based upon the fact that she allegedly is non-black, The plaintiff is non-black. Tony is non-black. It's looking like it's given race might have been a motivation for why she was allowing Jay-Z to be ran down on in light of all this existing evidence on her motherfucking docket.
Yeah. I can see that being true, considering the fact that did they not, when it came, was it Diddy's case? One of his accusers, they put the information out there, the identity and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and was that person of non-melanated hue?
I'm not sure. Because I know that some judges have been telling Tony Busby's clients that they got to come through with the legal name, or they ass cannot move forward any motherfucking lawsuits. The judges are not playing with Tony ass because he's establishing a pattern right now, a big ass pattern. Like, girl, what you trying to do? Because it's giving the other party a like it's hindering their ability to defend themselves against a goddamn ghost in the room. What you trying to do? An extortion. It is giving very much so shakedown. It is giving very much so ambulance chasing, quick settlement tease. It's giving, all of that. I got a queen of queens.
Hey, boo.
Hi.
Hey, so I just wanted to chime in real quick because I'm listening, and I think everything you're saying is 100% correct. I agree 100%, but I think, Conscious, we got to give some of this energy to staying culture too. Because I vividly remember, you had fan bases of certain celebrities who were also pushing this against Jay-Z, i.e. Nicki Minaj. Her whole clique was upset because at the time she was going through that stuff, with everything that was going on with her. And she was like, but Jay-Z did this and Jay-Z did this. And if you notice, all of her fan bases started pushing this narrative against Jay-Z too, even though it was blatant BS to begin with. I mean, anybody with a brain could see through this.
Yeah.
But a lot of her base was pushing this narrative. So it wasn't just YouTubers that were doing this.
Right.
It was bases. It was academics. I'm calling out YouTubers today too. It was him too. I saw a couple of other celebrities who were doing it too. But I think a lot of this would get summed up. And I'm a lot of people probably not going to agree with me, but I'm going to take it there. I see a lot of people trying to give this girl pity, saying that, she's incompetent and she's all of these things. I honestly don't want to hear none of that. Because at the end of the day, we're going to have to start setting a precedent. Yes, all of us. Because just like you were making a valid point, it could be them today, us tomorrow. So with Jay-Z, I feel like Jay-Z not only needs to sue Tony Busby, he needs to sue this girl too.
Absolutely.
He need them rocks in her driveway.
The judge is protecting the girl.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's my point. And that's why I'm saying Jay-Z needs to take it there. I don't care how much of a headache it is, how much money it costs, because he definitely got it. So that's irrelevant. But he definitely needs to sue her.
It's $1 billion on the elevator.
Exactly. Them rocks in her driveway need to be Blue Ivy and Sir Carter's. That's their graduation gifts. All of that, Jay-Z needs to own all of that. Let's start suing these people, because had this been the other way around, she would have sued Jay-Z and got a bag.
Motherfucking Lulu.
So I'm just saying, I'm not here for, everybody trying to offer this girl pity. She could very much well be incompetent, but guess what? She's going to be incompetent with a lawsuit. Because, listen, I'm just keeping it 100. She's going to be incompetent with a lawsuit, because if it was me, you're not finna play with my name. You're not finna play with my legacy. You're not finna embarrass me in front of my children, in front of my family. This man got a family too. His kids is old enough to look at the internet and see what's going on. So, I mean, it's just time out for all of that BS. And I just don't like this idea that people were blatantly pushing this. Anybody with a brain, this don't even take a bird's brain to see through this.
Right. Hooked on phonics.
Yes, it was so clear and cut. And I just think it's crazy. So I said, Jay-Z need to sue everybody. Tony Busby, Mammy. If she in the ground, let's dig her up and sue her too. I'm sick of it. It's got to stop.
I'm sick of it too. I was actually really refreshed to see, even with TD Jakes and the Dwayne Youngblood, I'm not gonna lie, it's been refreshing to see celebrities kind of fight for their shit. Not allowing the spirit culture to hijack their reputations and to, speak for themselves, to defend themselves. It's refreshing to see.
For sure. And I mean, like I said, it's going to keep happening. I mean, let's just take Diddy. Of course, keep him in jail because we know he done did all of this stuff. Like, we don't even got to second guess that. We've seen the video, all the stuff he did. But look at everybody that keeps coming out on him. Now, I'm not going to say he's not guilty of a lot of it, but a lot of this stuff is also BS. And why? Because a lot of these people have realized that they can just keep throwing out stuff and seeing if it sticks. And that would have been Jay-Z's very same situation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look at what's about to happen to Kanye. This girl that he's with now, she finna sue him and take everything. And I'm glad, because he's playing stupid, like he don't understand what's going on with people being extorted about their money and getting all these suits. But
yeah,
I'm just saying, it's got to stop. Jay-Z need to sue everybody. I don't care if she's incompetent. I don't care if she can't read. I don't want to hear it. I want everybody to get a lawsuit. And Tony Busby, this man, he need to be up under the jail.
He do, because this is a shame and a scandal. I mean, to be an attorney, somebody that should have some type of ethical, moral, somebody that is a resource for the general public, and for him to allow someone to make a fool of themselves and to put herself in danger, because once again, sir, look at what you are accusing these people of. Look at what the fuck Diddy is factually charged with. And you're going to allow a woman who don't know better on her own.
Yep.
And you're going to take advantage of her and put her in front of people who people believe is very dangerous. And definitely one of these people in this situation is right now facing some real indictments and charges for very reckless, disturbing behavior. And you so desperate for $1, and you so narcissistic because Jay-Z had the audacity to hold you accountable by suing you for playing with his motherfucking head top with this lawsuit, that you would come back and amend the lawsuit and put this woman in danger. That's wild. And for all these content creators like Tisa Tell talking about we stand for the victim, if y'all stand for the victim, then where's the heat for Tony Busby then? Because he preyed on this woman. He used this woman. He endangered this woman. He took advantage of this motherfucking woman.
But never mind, he's also victimized other people. So where's y'all protection for them? I just, like, that's why I said people just want to be right. And that's why I'm really starting to question, like, have people just really lost all morality? It's like now it's about just getting a click, a view, a like, and a share. Y'all willing to say anything as long as you get the attention that you want from it. But at the end of the day, this is somebody's actual life. And this is why I'm not mad when people like, Cardi B, she's far from a saint, but I'm not mad when celebrities like her and Megan, they're out here suing these YouTubers, because you don't get to lie.
No.
Because
it's enough truth to tell about these people. You ain't gotta lie. You
come on now. Baby. Come on now. I'm not mad. Listen, if it's out there and there is factual basis to be able to say these things with integrity, go forth in your will. I'm not mad at that. But for you to just get up here and blatantly lie and then disregard all commonality and common sense, I'm not here for that. I can't do it.
I mean, I'm a content creator, and I know content creators do goofy shit. I know the desperation gets to an all-time low, but I would much so expect that from up and coming content creators more so than content creators who are like semi-big, for them to be trading out their integrity, like, because they have a large of enough platform to not have to do any of that.
And you know what? I'm glad that you're even making this an example, because what I'm starting to notice too, and what I believe is going to happen, is that these celebrities, they're not going to continue to sue these YouTubers, though that's the idea. What they're going to do is they're going to start suing YouTube. Absolutely. And then what y'all think they're going to do? They're going to cut all this off. They already want celebrities only on YouTube anyway. So that's why I'm like, why are y'all putting yourself in a position to, to move?
And that's why I had to cuss all their ass out, because they fucking it up for the rest of us.
And there you have it.
For the rest of us.
There you have it.
Because
and that's why I said,
just imagine on this shit, and that's gonna crack down on certain people. They're gonna crack down on everybody. Everybody gonna be shortchanged.
Exactly. And we're talking about a billionaire. So imagine if Beyonce or Jay-Z sue YouTube. It's gonna be a little bit different than a Cardi B and a Megan Thee Stallion. These are conglomerates. These are big business entities. These is not just your regular average everyday Joe Schmo. They're going to start suing YouTube. And I'm not mad at it, because I mean, like, you just can't keep playing with people's integrity and businesses. Jay-Z is a conglomerate. He's worked very hard to get to where he is. This man has monumental businesses, not just, you know, the little pop shop at the store or online. No shade to small business owners, but I'm just making a point that this man is a big business entity.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
And
But
see, what a lot of people did was because they feel like Jay-Z has been inappropriate, even though there's no facts to say he was inappropriate with Aaliyah or inappropriate with Foxy Brown. And because of this paternity situation, people are just like, well, I know he did something. I know he ain't perfect. I'm like, okay, well, that can be the case. He might not be perfect. I'm sure that Jay-Z, as somebody who started off as a drug dealer, he was raised in the hood, you know, he has had, you know, the life that a lot of black men have had in this system, and he transformed himself. I'm sure he do got some skeletons in his closet, but what that got to do with the price of tea in China in this case?
exactly. And I think a lot of people are also trying to use the cultural differences between like the 90s and now. Yes, we all get it. In the 90s, a lot of things was different. They did a lot of things culturally. So of course, there's probably all sorts of things that were seen as inappropriate, but that does not give you the right to just make up or just throw things in a woodworks and hope they stick. That's why I'm like, it just at this point, I want it to be integrity brought back into these cases and these bases. If it is out there and it's, you know, it's happening and there's proof or facts, then by all means go forth with your case. But you just can't be out here putting lawsuits on people because you want to check, or you just want to make somebody's have a bad day or get your name out there, get popping. Like, this is exactly what Tony Busby's angle was. He's already been called out for this for years. He's been trying to get a big name. And that's why I'm like, what is the ethic board going to do about this as well? Because Jay-Z could also sue. I guess they're saying it's some sort of ethics board or something. He could sue.
Yeah. They're trying to get his license actually revoked.
Man, Jay-Z better go get that money. I don't care if you're a billionaire or not. I want Jay-Z to sue everybody. The secretary, the lady that presses the suit in the morning, everybody. Period.
Yep. I think that these celebrities need to set an entire precedent, entire fucking precedent, because that's the only way people gonna learn. People not gonna learn until they get electrocuted, until the lightning bolt hit them straight in the ass. That's the only time that is gonna get cleaned up. So I want to see these celebrities too. Like, when y'all write and people playing on y'all head top, like, a windmill for your life. Show people to not play on your motherfucking time. And I think us, because, you know, I'm a content creator, but I'm a consumer as well. I think that we have a due diligence as consumers who support influencers, who give them money, who help to build their platforms, that we also got a sworn duty to hold creators accountable as well. Like, and to make creators have to answer to the facts, have to make them answer to the rest of what's going on too, not just editing out the parts that you can sensationalize. But girl, you do realize that this was debunked and this was debunked. Well, as Spiro said, there's like, we gotta hold these content creators accountable, because see, these content creators not gonna really feel it until either these celebrities hold them accountable or until their support base falls away.
But Conscious, what do you believe that the actual ramifications for it should be? Like, if they start holding these YouTubers accountable, what do you want to see happen to them? Do you want to see them removed, banned temporarily?
I don't want to see nobody banned. I don't want to see nobody removed. I just want to see, I just want to see accountability. And if we find that content creators are not interested in the truth, they're not interested in the facts, especially when, see, this is my balance as a content creator. I'm okay with theories and having to put shit together if there's a lack of evidence. Like, if we have other things that make sense to help us to arrive at a narrative, I'm cool with that. But I don't understand the whole point of asserting a conspiracy over a given fact. Like, if we got facts, the facts coming first. Fuck the conspiracy. We don't need a conspiracy anymore. We don't need our imagination anymore. If we have the evidence to paint the picture for itself. And I think at the most, if we find that content creators are not interested in truth, they're interested in headlining, they're interested in sensationalism, they're interested in narratives over facts, I just think that the very most, people should just pull out of support.
Conscious, hold on. I'm gonna tickle your fancy for just 1 minute. I'm gonna tickle you now. Because now let's look at it like this. You said you don't want to see them banned, right? But what if you get a person who is historically a consistent liar and has made a whole legacy of it? And I'm talking about
Okay, if you're
Trasha.
asking, I knew you. I was gonna say, if you ask me, probably the Trasher should be banned. Yes.
I was gonna say, because when they're like that, that's why I said you can't do anything about that. Like, she's
Right.
the worst of the worst when it comes to this type of stuff.
Yeah.
She should have been off of YouTube.
Facts.
There's so many people that have sent legal citations and lawsuits against that person. It's sickening at this point. So like, I think when they're historically having a situation where they're like that, they should be off the platform, period. That's my only critique. But I mean, I get it.
I
get
agree.
what you're saying.
No, I agree. And then that would mean that YouTube itself is going to have to do better, because they have community guidelines that they don't even enforce, or that they're very selective of enforcing. And I really don't understand the point of the community guidelines if y'all really allowing people out here to get away with absolute and utter murder. Like, when y'all have people weaponizing HIV against people and AIDS against people who don't have AIDS, and listing them as a PDF filer and all of this shit. Like, there should be some platform consequence to that for sure. I absolutely agree with that, because at the end of the day, YouTube is essentially allowing people to essentially be bullied and emotionally and mentally abused. And if people start hanging themselves and unaliving themselves as a result of the very ratchet, terrible behavior that goes on YouTube from small and large content creators alike, then YouTube gonna open themselves up to a world of issues as it relates to cyberbullying. But I also know that YouTube has conveniently protected themselves from certain things. Even though YouTube does get sued on behalf of the bullshit that happens here, they also have within their clauses that pretty much their content creators are pretty much independent contractors, and what they are willing to do is, if someone wants to sue someone on the platform, they will provide that person's information per a legal document. They would give up that person's email, their address, their information, so that they can be sued. So YouTube trying to have that kick in it too. They want to be able to house the platform and host the platform and monetize and make money off of all the things that go on the platform, without having to be responsible for any of the bad things that happen on the platform, and put the onus on the content creators rather than on themselves to regulate shit in a way so that never even has to happen to begin with.
That makes sense. Okay, I can understand that.
I mean, I still feel like that's a cop out on YouTube part, because it's like, really? I mean, I get it. I mean, that's smart on YouTube's part for trying to save their own ass, but at the same time, it's not nuanced, right? Because what happens to a non-celebrity person who gets very abused reputationally by somebody on this platform, who don't have the money to obtain a lawyer, who don't have the resources to get legal help? So what? Because they can't sue the content creator, you're just going to, as a YouTube platform, allow your platform to be used maliciously against other people. That's fucked up, because not everybody can afford legal representation to begin with. And so they're leaving a whole host of people to be in a position to be bullied and cyberbullied without any recourse, because they're only relying on those who have the coin to sue to put them in that predicament to assist in a litigation.
Yeah, well, I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and that's what they were talking about. They was like, that's where it's going. They're going, these celebrities are going to start suing YouTube, because a lot of content creation and a lot of this information they're actually getting from YouTubers. Like, they don't go to news outlets and all of the magazines and stuff anymore. That's so outdated. They're going to the people that's online that are actually getting the information from sources and all of this stuff. They're going to start suing YouTube. Absolutely. So, I mean, that's where it's headed.
And I think they should. YouTube is my workplace, but like all workplaces, there needs to be boundaries and barriers and protections put in place, not only for the content creators, but for celebrities, for consumers. Like, it needs to be a very regulated place to ensure that everybody's doing what they're meant to do on these platforms as viewers, as consumers, as content creators, celebrities, etc. Because I don't like a lot of the shit that goes on. That's what makes me so frustrated with this platform a lot of times. And there should have been shit that I sued somebody over that has went on this motherfucking platform because YouTube refused or is selective in what they gonna penalize and what they not gonna penalize, even though they have whole fucking guidelines that are supposed to be what they're committing themselves to, holding themselves accountable to. So it's wild. But with YouTube becoming, not just YouTube, but with social media becoming the new TV, I think that we're going to see a lot more heavier censoring that is going to happen in the future. I think that because society and the world is transitioning and a more technological age is here. Yeah, I think that it's a lot that's going to be happening. I don't think that we're going to be having the same freedoms and the same liberties that we once have had. I think that what's going on and what's been going on social media up to this point is going to be a thing of the past in the future. I really do. Because it's becoming the commercial television. And just like on commercial television is very regulated, these platforms like Google know that they make their money from sponsors. They've already tightened up on monetization. You can't do no cussing. You can't do this. You got to be conscious of what you put in the title, what you put in the thumbnail, or they will strip you of your monetization, etc. Like, it's only going to get more stricter as the world turns to social media as the new commercial TV. So it's going to be interesting. But yes, I'm with the celebrities holding everybody as accountable and snatching wigs. And I hope that content creators do better than what they're doing, because it's a shame and a scandal.
I agree. Well, thank you, love, for letting me come
so much,
on and talk to
baby.
you.
I appreciate that, boo. And come up anytime.
Okay. Have a good one.
That was our Queen of Queens. Well, we're going to get out of here, guys, because we got to come back. We got some TD Jakes shit to get into, girl. Y'all know this was the final date for TD Jakes to respond to Dwayne Youngblood. So I think I'm going to go get cute for y'all, get on camera, grill. I want y'all to go and drag the fuck out of Murad, Palestinian ass, and out of Tisa Tell's bohemian braids wearing ass girl. And I want y'all to make them hold Tony Busby accountable. They were big up in this man for 4 months. They were willfully ignoring the facts, and they were all, both of their ass, the Team Ticket TV, all them Lincoln driving ass niggas were out here, you know, pro-victim. But now that they know who the real predator is, since this lawsuit was dropped not only against Jay-Z, but dropped against Diddy, yeah, they need to have equal smoke, girl, since they champion behind the victim so much, since they champion behind the vulnerable so much. Yeah, this ambulance chasing, frivolous lawsuit filing, venereal disease, dick down ass alleged attorney was out here preying on Little Miss Rabbit Foot. And since folk protect the victim, give all that work to the new predator on deck. If you guys enjoyed yourself, go ahead and run those thumbs up, sugar. All right? Subscribe to the platform. Shout out to my panelists, Queen of Queens and my Rumors and Tea girl. Jay-Z lives to see another day. Okay? Jay-Z, now we need you to go take that DNA test, girl. We need you to go and provide your nut so that we can confirm whether this big tooth man is in fact your maternal son, girl. Okay, give it up, girl. Since you love the courtroom so much, girl, keep that same energy. Okay, and go drop your nut off to the judge, baby. Because you ain't finished yet, girl. But you live to see another day. So shout out to the truth. Shout out to the integral content creators who, even if they don't like a bitch, know how to put not liking a bitch aside in order to assert the truth, baby. Because what? It ain't even that motherfucking deep. It ain't even that deep, baby. All right? Also, my Cash App and PayPal on the screen. Thank you all so much. I love you all down boots. I'm going to see you guys in about 40 minutes, okay? So we're going to be back at 9:15 to get into TD Jakes, girl. We got to talk about it. All right? I'll see y'all later. Tell me what you all think in the comment section below. Peace.